If you look closely, our modern world is built on a hidden language of codes and symbols. They're everywhere, keeping our lights on and our cities humming. Today, we're going to crack one of the most important ones, one that's literally hiding in plain sight.
Okay, here it is. 22.9 kilovolts, FRCNCOW. Now, at first glance, that just looks like a jumble of letters and numbers, right? But believe it or not, this is a super precise description for a critical piece of our infrastructure. So in this explainer, we're going to crack this code together, piece by piece.
All right, first up, let's tackle the power. Every code has a starting point, and for this one, it's the part that speaks to its raw energy, the numbers. This is what really tells us we're dealing with a major player in our electrical grid.
So let's zoom in on this first part. 22.9 kV. This is probably the most recognizable bit, but what does it actually tell us about the power it's carrying?
Well, the K just stands for kilo, which means 1,000, and V is for volts. So 22.9 kV is actually 22,900 volts. To put that in perspective, the outlet in your wall is probably around 120, maybe 240 volts. This cable carries a massive amount of energy, making it the standard for the big distribution lines that bring power from substations into our communities.
Now, when you're handling that much power, safety becomes absolutely critical. So it makes perfect sense that the next letters in our code aren't just technical jargon. They're basically promises of protection.
Right after the voltage, we find these two letters, FR. Think about it for a second. For a high-power cable, what do you think is the #1 danger this might be designed to guard against?
You got it. FR stands for flame retardant. This means the cable's outer jacket is engineered to basically self-extinguish and not carry a flame. Just imagine this cable running through a huge building or a critical power substation. This single feature is absolutely essential to stop a small electrical fault from turning into a massive, devastating fire.
Now, tucked all the way at the very end of the code is this one little letter, W. It might seem small, but it represents another crucial defense for our power grid.
W stands for water blocking. We all know electricity and water are a terrible combination. And since these cables are often buried underground where moisture is everywhere, this is a huge deal. The water blocking design uses special materials that literally swell up to seal any leaks, protecting the core from water damage that could cause short circuits and power outages. It's all about reliability.
Okay, so we've covered the power and the protection. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. What the cable's actually made of. This is what those middle letters are all about. And now we get to the cable's internal architecture, CNCO. This part of the code gives us a really elegant description of how the cable is physically put together. CNCO stands for concentric neutral copper. It sounds technical, but the idea is actually pretty brilliant. It means you have a central hot wire carrying the power, and it's surrounded by a circular layer of copper wires that act as the neutral conductor. This concentric design is just incredibly efficient and stable for distributing the kind of heavy-duty power our electrical grid depends on.
So, let's do a quick checkpoint. We've got 22.9 kilovolts for high-voltage power, FR for fire safety, CNCO telling us about the cable's internal structure, and W for water-blocking reliability. You see? Each part of the code tells a vital piece of the story.
So now we have all the individual pieces of the puzzle. It's time to assemble them, see the full picture, and finally reveal the true identity of this cable and why it matters so much. And there it is. The mystery is solved. 22.9 kV FRCNCOW is just the shorthand for a 22,900 volt, flame retardant, water blocking, concentric neutral power cable. It's not just a code, it's a complete technical spec sheet packed into a handful of letters.
So why does any of this matter to you? Well, because this cable is a true unsung hero. It powers our hospitals, our homes, our offices. Its safety features protect those same buildings from fire. And its tough design ensures the lights stay on even when conditions are bad. This code isn't just for engineers. It's the hidden language that guarantees our modern world just works, safely and reliably every single day.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? We just decoded one small piece of the invisible infrastructure that supports our entire lives. What other secret codes and hidden languages are written on the world all around us, just waiting for a curious eye to come along and figure them out?